The ability to achieve your goals is within your power. Hi there, it's Kevin Ward, the founder of Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training, helping you get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And today I want to talk specifically about getting more successes, about achieving your goals. Because one of the big questions is, why don't more people achieve their goals? We live, and most of you that are watching this live in the United States, you live in North, you live in one of the most prosperous nations in the world. You live in one of the greatest economic times in history. Now, the last few months have been kind of rocky and rough, but why have more people not achieved their goals when we live on such a planet filled with resources and opportunities? Why don't more people achieve their goals? And the answer, to put it really simple, the short answer is because they don't follow the formula. They don't follow the formula for achievement. Now, here's the thing we got to understand is success is not just luck. And people go like, well, yeah, but some people are just more lucky than others. And it's almost like people, they justify the lack of achieving their goals and the lack on their failure of success, their lack of success as like, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be, or it's almost like you got to win the lottery. It's almost like it's some great mystery out there that, you know, some people are just lucky, some people are not. Some people it's just in their stars, some people it's not. And I want to tell you that could not be further from the truth. The ability to achieve your goals is within your power. The formula for success, the formula for achieving goals works for everyone that understands how to implement it, regardless of your background. It doesn't matter whether you were born, because when you look at the people that are the great achievers, people that have achieved massive goals, they've achieved massive success, there's not a common thread that all of them came from the same background. I mean, you have people that came from great affluence, and you have people that came from the poorest of the poorest. People that were born in America, and people that were immigrants. People of all races, religions, male, female, it does not matter. That the difference is that some people follow the formula for success and other people simply don't follow it. And when you look at great achievers, and you just think of like, who are great achievers in our society? Some today, past, present, it's all over the place. From Elon Musk to Madonna, from Steve Jobs to Serena Williams, from Bill Gates to Oprah Winfrey, from Jeff Bezos to Tory Burch, from Michael Jordan to Mother Teresa. I mean, no matter where you go or you look at all these people, they come from all different shapes, sizes, colors, backgrounds, different fields, different industries, all over the place. And yet there are some things that they all have in common. And here it is. They follow the same formula to achieve their goals. And in this video, I'm going to lay out for you exactly what the 4-step formula is for how to achieve your goals. Now, I didn't make up this formula. I learned this formula from studying the great achievers, and Napoleon Hill was one that he spent his life studying great achievers, primarily Andrew Carnegie, who at one time was the richest man in the world. But he didn't just study Andrew Carnegie, he studied Andrew Carnegie's peers, the other people that Andrew Carnegie learned from, the people that Andrew Carnegie ran with, the people he hung out with that were in his day and age the greatest achievers on the planet. People like Henry Ford, people like Thomas Edison, like John D. Rockefeller, people that accomplished massive success in their world, but they also added massive value to the world. Now, were they perfect? Absolutely not. But they all achieved success. They all had great achievements. What did they do? And it is in understanding that formula that you can achieve your own goals in your own life. So I'm going to just lay out for you what is the formula for achievement that you can use right now to achieve your goals. There are 4 things that it takes. Number 1 is it always starts with having a burning desire. The first step, my friend, you got to know what you want. You got to know what you want, and you got to want it so bad it's all you can think about. In fact, so intensely that Andrew Carnegie said, if you really want to achieve something big, you have to take that desire and you got to turn it into an obsession. Now, you think about it. I talk to real estate agents. I train real estate agents across the country. And one of the things I always ask when I do an event, when I am in a large group of real estate agents, is I always ask, how many of you would like to make $1 million in a year? Now, I ask that question because, one, I like to get a feel for where my audience is, but what I've discovered is that almost every single time, almost 100% of the attendees raise their hand, yes, I would like to make $1 million or more in a single year. And yet the reality is that well less than 1% of real estate agents ever are going to make $1 million in a single year. Why do over 99% of the agents fail to achieve their goals? Well, one, because for most of them, it's not a burning desire. The very first thing is it's something they wish they want, but they don't want it so bad, it's all they can think about. They don't turn that burning desire into an absolute obsession. This is how you get what you want. You got to be obsessed with it. And if you think back in your own life, you'll be able to remember things that you got that were so unreasonable or unrealistic, but you were so obsessed with it, you had to have it, and you figured out a way to make it happen. In fact, somebody said one time, is there any force in the universe more powerful than a 10-year-old who wants an iPhone? You just think about it, right? When a kid gets their mind around something, they got to be old enough to be able to carry a thought, I'm not talking about a 3-year-old, but a 10, 12-year-old. When they start wanting something, it's like any rejection, any no to that, they're going to figure out another way. It's just like, okay, I got to figure out another strategy. They will not relent until they get what they want. I mean, they'll cry, they'll beg, they'll connive, they'll play one parent against the other. They're going to figure it out. When they turn that wish into a burning desire, into an obsession, that, my friend, is how things get accomplished. Now, it starts with the burning desire. I've got to want something. And when it's all you can think about, that's when it begins to become a reality. So, and this goes back to the idea of the law of attraction, right? When all I can think about is one thing, I literally attract into my life the resources that can make it happen. So, starts with a burning desire. Now, the second thing that has to happen, once you have a burning desire for something, is you have to have a sound plan for the attainment of that desire. You got to have a sound plan for it. Now, depending on what that desire is, the sound plan has to be figured out. But again, here's the beauty of it is, when you are clear enough about what it is you want, the how is easy to figure out. Now, when I say easy, I don't mean it necessarily doesn't take a lot of effort, but I'm simply saying that there's always a way to figure it out. And I use what I call the Edison approach. So Thomas Edison set a goal. His burning desire was to create an incandescent light bulb that could be powered by electricity that would burn for a long period of time and give reliable, consistent light over a long period of time. That was his desire. That was his burning desire. That was his goal. And that became for him an obsession. So how do we know it's an obsession? Because he kept trying at it. And, they say he had over 1,000 attempts to create an incandescent light bulb, 1,000 experiments that did not work. And when they said, how do you feel after all these failures? He said, I haven't failed. I've just found one more strategy, one more approach that did not work. So I call the Edison effect, or the Edison approach, I call it that is just an approach of an experiment. That everything that I'm doing, if I want to figure out the sound plan to achieve my burning desire, everything is an experiment. So when I try something and I'm like, I'm going to do this, and you start working on the plan, you start creating the plan, there is no failure. There's only an experiment. And so I love this approach that if I try something that doesn't work, it's just an experiment. That's how you achieve a goal, is you got to get clear on what you want and then you go for it, follow a sound plan. Now, if you can get that sound plan from somebody else, you don't have to recreate the wheel, that makes great sense. I train real estate agents. I got sound plans for you. If you want a sound plan on how to achieve your goals in real estate, go to yesmasters.com and you get all kinds of resources there to help you achieve your goals, or right here on this YouTube channel. We have all kinds of training videos, all kinds of free resources. Just subscribe to the channel. You're going to get a lot of different things that will help you in beginning to create a sound plan for it. Now, once you are clear on the goal, once you've got the sound plan, then the third step is continuous effort. And that simply means I got to go for it. And you got to know that if I'm going to build something or achieve something that's worthy of achieving, it's not going to happen overnight. You got to be willing to put in the work, do the work. Everybody's looking for a shortcut. Well, sometimes there is no shortcut, especially when it comes to achieving big goals. But what people don't understand is they go like, well, what if I get burned out? Well, the reason we get burned out, this is really important. The reason we get burned out is because we lose sight of the goal. We lose sight of the dream. We lose sight of the burning desire, because the burning desire is the fuel that energizes the effort. When you want something bad enough, when the goal is big enough, when the goal is exciting enough, it will pull you forward. And you look at the great achievers, again, they work insane hours. They train, they prepare, they work, they grind, they do all this, but they never seem to get tired. They never seem to wear out. And they talk about the work ethic, the work habit of the great achievers, how they just work harder than anybody else. How can they do that and not burn out? Because they have a dream. Because they have a burning desire that fuels that effort so they don't burn out. Nobody burns out because they work too much. People don't burn out because they gave too much effort or because they're exhausted or too tired. They burn out because they ran out of fuel. So a fire will not burn out because of how long it's been burning. It burns out because it ran out of fuel. Okay, I'm going to say that again. A fire does not burn out because of how long it's been burning or how hot the fire is or how bright the fire is burning. It burns out because it runs out of fuel. You only will burn out if you run out of fuel. And what is the fuel that keeps a person driving them for years and years without them ever burning out? It is the power of a dream. It is the power of having something you want so bad that I am willing to pay the price to get there. If you're burning out, it means you've lost sight of the dream. You've lost sight of the passion of what it is that you're going for, and you just got caught in the grind. So you got to get refocused on the burning desire so that you can put in the continuous effort, and then you got to be willing to build it. You got to be willing to put in the years, to run the miles, to put in the hours, put in the years, whatever it takes to achieve your goals. You got to be willing to run that race. And then the fourth thing that it takes is it requires the cooperation of other people, As the saying goes, no one succeeds alone, right? So that means having a team. It means having mentors, having maybe a mastermind. Napoleon Hill talks about the power of having a mastermind, which means getting other people around you that have a common purpose, that have harmony of purpose that will help you in the achievement of your goals, having a coach that can help you know what to do and how to do it so you're not having to reinvent the wheel, having relationships, your friends and family around you. You want people to support your dreams, that support your goals, that they fuel your fire rather than dump water on your fire. And I'll tell you, one of the things that happens is a lot of people, they've been going through their life, they're struggling or whatever, and all of a sudden they get lit up, right? You go to an event, or you got excited about something and all of a sudden you had a burning desire, but the people you hang out with, they're happy. They're complacent. They're content right where they are. And when you start trying to improve your life and take yourself and raise yourself to another level and really accelerate, they don't like it. Okay? Why? Because they're comfortable. They're complacent. They don't want to get better. So for you to go to that level, you got to sometimes change your association. You got to get around people that will support your dream, that will fuel your fire, and will help you continue to achieve your goals. Now, like I said, I did not make this up. This comes from Napoleon Hill. It was actually the exact notes here I got from a book by Napoleon Hill called How to Raise Your Own Salary, which is a phenomenal book because it's actually the notes from his interviews with Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate that created U.S. Steel, built one of the most successful businesses in America at the time, became one of the richest men in the world at the time. And he said, how do people succeed? And he says, this is it right here. Starts with burning desire, sound plan, continuous effort, and then you got to get around you other people that can help you in the attainment of your burning desire. Now, you got to look in your world, in your life, and say, what do I want to accomplish? And put this formula into place. All the pieces will come together if you start with the most important one, and that is having the burning desire. So what are the strategies that you're struggling with? What are the things you have questions about? Make sure you post those questions down below. If you've got other things that you found that are helpful for you in achieving your goals, share those down below because those will help other people as well. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Play to win and always expect yes, and you can achieve your goals.